Hello world, Great Giza Pyramid. Here to talk to you today. Well, first tell you how to get in touch with me. Facebook, got YouTube stuff, you can reach me on Google+, don't know how to use it too much. Got links, all my contact information. Blog I'm going to start working on. Anyway, today we're going to talk about the top of the structure. And well, that screencast is what I use to do this. Now, the website I'm going to give you, don't bother to try to do a Google search. It won't work. You won't really get me, although if you scroll down far enough, you get some of my videos and stuff. But you want to type it into the search engine, photos.giza.ws. That'll pull you up to a bunch of photos that I have. Eventually, there we go. If you type the word top into here, or you can scroll down through it and look for these same pictures, but you'll find these images right here. Now these are the top of the Great Giza Pyramid. This one is the one next to it. And honestly, if there had been a capstone, I could mentally picture it being on there, being that it is 9 feet by 9 feet, as opposed to being on the top of this structure, which is 38 feet by 38 feet. So that golden magic pyramidion would be huge, but that's a story for another day. Anyway, on this picture, you can see that there is a recessed area within the structure. You can kind of see it's recessed there and it's recessed there. And just in case you think there's some structures missing, when you look at other pictures, you can see that right here, these rocks are actually molded with this design into them. So that is not where rocks are missing. That was molded right into the rock itself. Now, to get some nicer pictures of this, if you hop onto YouTube, and I suggest if you don't already have me in your playlist, you just type Giza WS, about half a dozen of my videos. Click on my channel name, and in the playlists, you can follow this at your own leisure, under, where are they? I guess I get more than you would. Oh, here we are, channel playlists. In here we have videos and photos, okay? So if we click on that, I think it's the 31st video down, right here. This gentleman has done some painstaking work, which I really recommend him. And if anybody can get me the data for his, that he talks about in this, and I'm going to do it with the volume down because I don't want any issues. But he has worked where he takes pictures, like you can see here, and turns that into a 3D image. Now this is of a different section of the pyramid. This is the corner that's right in here, that's where there's a big void, and we can discuss that another day. Although you're welcome to look at these. This is amazing work that he did. And notice in here, there is when you go through it, there's a section in this, would be the southwest corner of it, where it is lower than the elevation of the entryway. But we can get into that another day. And I'd also like to know how that elevation correlates with the elevation of the combustion chamber. But really what we're looking at today is this up here, the top of the structure. Now he has gone and using a drone, which they show a couple of photos back, they sent a little drone up there and took pictures the same way, and they got an image of the top of the structure. There you can see with elevation. Here's the section I was talking about where it's lowered. It's also lowered in here and an area about there. So when you get into look into Carl Monk and the code, he talks about the pyramid matrix, his book The Code, which is video, which is also on my playlist. I recommend you watch that, although he is kind of dry and boring, so watch it with a grain of sand. You have to be really looking for it. Don't be looking for anything exciting. He's not fun and glorious. But this he has taken and turned it into a 3D image, and will allow you to maneuver around. Of course, he won't allow me to maneuver around because I don't have the data yet. But you can also see the way that this was done here. It has a tongue and groove type setup, so that one set of rocks sits on top of the other one and won't slide off. So this was a very well engineered system, and that is the top of the structure. As you can see from the photos of which you were looking at before, it is a different color, a different rock was used, or at least the same rock with a different pigment or something. And it was engineered to be that way. There is no missing capstone. There never was a capstone. That is a red herring that they want you to chase around. But when you optically look at these with your own eyes, you can see for yourself there's never a top to these structures. And if you really want to dispute me, that's great and wonderful. You can also tell by the way that this is done is there's nowhere that this magical coating on the outside ever really stops. It goes up to right up to the top there. In fact, another website which would be great for you to go to is surface.giza.ws, and on here there was a gentleman. Oh, there we go. There is it bounces you to this website where a gentleman back in the 1800s was kind enough to measure each and every elevation and deviation of each of the layers of the Giza pyramid. And you can easily see there's a sweeping pattern to them, which would coax the static electricity, which would be quarantined to the top of the structure because of this large gap right here, this barrier that the static electricity can't hold, which kind of makes or can't jump, and any that does, well, that's the level when the structure becomes saturated. And this would act kind of like the surface of a balloon that you rubbed against your head or anything else to retain the static electricity, kind of like the surface of a Van de Graaff generator, while the inside of the structure uses it. But that's a whole nother video. I urge you to take a look at this stuff for yourself. You can see that I'm not making it up. Somebody else did it. And in fact, ironically enough, this gentleman here that we were just looking at his video, he did the same thing with his little drone. They did fly their little drone and map the surface. And that would be one that would even be better than just the deviations of the elevation that the one map that I just showed you represented. On his, he did I'm hoping all the sides. In fact, it would be great if someday we get somebody up there that really does a 3D map of every single surface of all of these pyramids so that we can actually reprint it and set it up and prove that it itself, just the surface, there's the drone I was talking about, just the surface of the structure has function. Non-moving. The whole structure is made out of rock, non-moving, but yet it does work. It does immense work, and it was super engineered feat. And, well, I hope you take time to visit my website and check out some of my other stuff. Be happy to answer questions. Might as well get you my contact information. Where did I put my website? It was, I already got rid of my website, so we'll go right to it. Get to it easily at giza.ws. Right there, bing, bing, bing. And my contact information you can get to at contact.giza.ws or contact@greatgizapyramid.com. And you are welcome to send me letters, Skype me, WhatsApp me, Facebook me. I'm all over the place. I try to make myself publicly accessible. So have a nice day. Hope to hear from you. Oh, you can always send texts and stuff like that as well. Have a nice day.